Hello, my name is Neo Chan and today I'm going to be showing you how to arrange the jazz standard Blue Bossa on fingerstyle guitar. And you can take these ideas and these processes and apply it to any song that you like. So to get things started, what I did was I went to the park and I recorded a video of myself playing this fingerstyle arrangement and posted it on Instagram. And we're going to take a listen and watch this video, and as we're watching, I want us to figure out the first two important elements before we start doing any fingerstyle arrangement, which is the meter and the key. So I'll show you how to do it. Let's go to Instagram. It's my Instagram and the video is this one. So let's take a listen. So to find a meter, let's just tap out the rhythm. Feel where the accent is. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's in 4/4. And it's got a bit of a swing rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a swung 4/4 meter. Now let's try to sing and find the key. Alright, so that sounds like the tonic note to me. You can go watch the whole video on Instagram, but we've got find it on the guitar. So here we're in the key of C minor. Alright, so we have got swung 4/4 meter and we're in the key of C minor. Now I'm gonna take the lead sheet of this piece that I've printed out here, Blue Bossa. So now don't freak out if you don't know how to read standard notation. You don't need to know in order to do this arrangement, although it's very, very helpful. But this piece of paper is going to give us a visual reference so that we can map out the fingerstyle arrangement and you have something to look at as we go along. Okay, so before we start doing any arrangement, before we even start playing it on the guitar, we need to do an analysis of the musical material we have in front of us. So let's just do an analysis of the chords. So here we're in C minor, and the first chord, C minor, is a 1 chord. So it's a 1 minus 7. And then the next chord, F minus 7, this will be a 4 chord, 4 minus 7. Alright, and then D half diminished 7, this would be a 2 minus 7 flat 5 chord. And then G7, this is our dominant chord, it's a 5 dominant 7 chord. And then back to our 1 minus 7 chord. And here what's happening in this third line, we've got a key change. It's going to D flat major. And here is simply a 2-5-1 in the key of D flat major. So here I'm just going to write 2 minus 7, 5 to a 1 major 7 chord. Alright, so 2-5-1 in the key of D flat major. And this, previously we had a 2-5-1 in the key of C minor. And here we're simply going back to C minor. And we have another 2-5-1 in the key of C minor. So I'm just going to write that down. 2, 5, 1. This is a minor 1. 1 minus 7. Alright, so here we've got our analysis done. And now our next step is we need to get all our musical toolkits and our musical arrangement ingredients. And in order to do this, I have created for us guides. And these are 3 very specialized guides that you can download for free from my website. The link, I'll put it in the description below. But basically what we have is all the scale positions and all the solfege and all the harmonies and the chord positions that you could ever need to create a fingerstyle arrangement. And I recommend you to get this 3 guides before following along the rest of the lesson. Okay, so to get things started, we're going to start with our scale position guide, and we're going to choose the scales that we're going to use. So we've done the analysis and we see that we have the key of C minor and we have the key of D flat major. So we're going to need both major and minor scales. So, okay, let me make sure you can see it all. So here we've got movable scale positions, open scale positions. Today we're going to just use the movable scale positions. For our minor scale, I'm going to be using 2 scale positions. We're gonna do a 5-1 and a 6-4 minor scale. Now I'll explain what these mean. Alright, so this scales, if you have the guide, you'll be able to see it more clearly, and you can refer to it. But the 5-1 basically means that it's starting on the 5th string. The lowest root note starts on the 5th string and it's played with the 1st finger. So in C minor, the lowest root note on the 5th string is here, and we're starting it with the 1st finger over here. And then we can play the rest of the scale like this. And 6-4, it's the lowest root note is on the 6th string, played with the 4th finger, and we can play the scale like this. Alright, so these are the 2 ingredients that I've chosen so far for our arrangement. And for our major scale, because we have a D flat major in there, I'm going to be using the 5-2 major scale position. Alright, 5-2. So that means that the lowest root note is on the 5th string, and it's played with the 2nd finger, D flat. Alright, so these are our scale positions that we're using. 3 ingredients so far. The next thing, although now that we've got our scales, we need to figure out our solfege syllables. We need to know how to sing out these notes within the scale so that it makes musical sense to us. So we already know that we have major and minor inside. So I'm just going to take, on this page we have solfege, we have all the modes here. I'm just going to select the major mode and the natural minor mode. Alright, so here we have it. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can take a closer look. So here, for example, let's do our natural minor, and if I'm gonna use the 5-1 scale position, so that means our lowest root note, the Do, is here. Do, and we can play along and sing the solfege syllables. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And for example, if we have our major scale, Ionian mode or the major scale, the lowest root now is on the 5th string, played with the 2nd finger, and we just sing along with the solfege syllables. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And now we've got our scales and we've been able to make sense of it using solfege syllables. And now what we're going to do, we're going to put this aside for a while, because these elements, our scale and the solfege syllables, are in the realm of melody, and we can dissect and figure out the melody very well with these ingredients already. So what we're going to do is, as we listen to the song, we need to be able to translate it immediately into solfege syllables. We're not playing the guitar yet, mind you, we haven't even touched the guitar yet. We're just going to sing it out in solfege. So I'll sing it out for you and you can see how it's done. So this is our root note. Do, so, starts with a so. So, so, fa, mi, re, do. Te, le, so, fa. Fa, mi, re, do, te, le, so, fa, mi. And here we're changing key to D flat major. Then we have re, do, ti, la, so, fa, fa, mi, la, mi, so. Changing back to C minor. Le, do, le, so, te, le, so, te, le, so. Because I've done this many times, so as I'm hearing the melody, it translates into solfege syllables. And in translating it to solfege syllables, by following by mapping on each solfege syllable onto each scale degree and putting it into the scale positions here, this is how we play the melody. I'm going to stick to the 5-1 minor scale position, and in the third line we're going to use the 5-2 major scale position. So this is how it goes. So, so, fa, mi, re, do, te, le, so, fa, fa, mi, re, do, te, le, so, fa, mi. And now we're going to change to the D flat major scale position, which is here. And we have Re, Do, Ti, La, So, Fa, Fa, Mi, La, Mi, Mi, So. And back to C minor. Le, So, Te, Le, So, Te, Le, So. So immediately with solfege, we can play it on the guitar. We can play the melody on guitar when we hear it for the very first time. So, 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 fa, mi, re, do, te, le, so, fa, mi, re, do, te, le, so, fa, mi, changing key, re, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, la, mi, so, le, so, te, le, so, te, le, so. Alright, so melody is done. Now, the last part of our fingerstyle arrangement, of course, we need to add in the harmonies. And we've got the harmonies written out for us already, the chords. But what we don't know yet, and it's up for us to decide and arrange, is how we're going to be playing these chords. And that's where our chord position guide comes in. It has all the various chord positions from which we can derive and play these chords in a variety of ways. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the movable chord shapes here. And because it's a jazz piece, we're going to be mainly using movable 7th chord shapes. So what we need to do, as we play the melody, when we reach the note where we want to change the chord, we need to find where our melody note is and form a chord that our fingers allow us to within that general area of the fretboard. Okay, so let me take you on a journey and you can see how it's done. So the first bar we have so, so. On this note, so we have the 1 chord. So we need to form a C minor 7, and the easiest way to form it is here. So, so. And now we're going to use a specific shape to play it. So this shape is called the A minor 7 shape. And the reason it's called that is because it looks like an open A minor, but it's just moved up 3 frets. And that's how the shapes are derived. Alright, so the first ingredient for our chord shapes is the A minor 7 shape. So you can see it here. We're just going to put it aside. And I'm going to write it down above the actual chord. This is just the chord shape, A minor 7 shape. So, so. And as we're playing the chord, we can play the rest of the melody. Fa, mi, re, do. And then here we're going te, le, te, le. I'm going to shift up to a different position, the 6/4 minor scale position, to play this note. Te, te, le. And around this area, I'm going to form the F minor 7 chord shape here. Because it's the easiest shape that I can form when my melody note is here. This is my melody note. I form the F minor 7 shape here. And this shape is the C minor 7 shape. Okay, so this is our second chord shape that we're using. C minor 7. Oops. And the reason why it's C minor 7 is because it looks like a C minor 7 in open position. I'm just moving it up all the way up here to get an F minor 7 chord. So let me write that here. C minor 7 shape. And then the next chord, fa, mi, so, fa. And then the next chord here, fa, is a D half diminished 7 or minor 7 flat 5. Fa, and the melody note is up here, so it fits it really well. And this shape is also an A minor 7 shape. Because A minor 7 shape, A minor, move up 5 frets, flatten the 5th, and we have our D minor 7 flat 5. So we've already got the shape here. I'm just going to write it down. A minor 7 shape, fa. And after you play the chord, you can sort of release the chord and play the rest of the melody note. Fa, mi, re, do, te. And here we're going to G7. And this is an E dominant 7 shape. E7 shape. Alright, because it looks like an E7 moved up. So that's our next ingredient, our third chord shape that we are using. Alright, so this is the E7 shape. I'm going to set it here. Le, so, fa, mi. Back to our one chord, the C minor 7. And it's just the same thing, A minor 7 shape. And now we're moving on to our modulation where we're going to D flat major chord. And here, there's the melody is Re, do, ti, la, so. And around this general area, Re, do, ti, la, so, the E flat minor chord shape that fits in the best is here. Re, do, ti, la, so. And this is our C minor shape that we have already taken out over here. So I'm just going to write C minor 7 shape. Re, do, ti, la, so, fa, fa. Let's see, Re, do, ti, la, so. A flat 7, this uses the E shape, E7 shape. Fa, fa, mi, la, mi, so. For our one chord D flat major 7 chord, we are using the A major 7 shape. Right? Because this looks like an A major 7 moved up 4 frets. So I'm just going to take our A major 7 shape here. This is our fourth chord shape that we are using for this fingerstyle arrangement. And then here we're going back to C minor. Le, so, te. So this is the same A minor 7 shape for the D half diminished 7 chord. Le, so, te. For the G7 chord, it's also an E7 shape. Le, so. And back to our one chord, which is our same A minor 7 shape. Alright, and that's our arrangement. So we can keep the guides now. We've taken out the ingredients that we need so far. And just look at the ingredients. It's actually not as difficult as it seems. We've only got 4 different chord shapes, 3 different scale positions. And these are just our solfege syllables for reference. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it out here nicely. Now let me just play through the chords without the melody so you can see how the shapes work. Okay, so C minor 7 and A minor 7 shape. A shape, okay? C minor 7, A shape. And then our 4 chord using the C minor 7 shape. And now we're going to 2 chord using the A minor 7 shape. 5 chord using the E7 shape. And then back to the 1 chord using an A minor 7 shape. And now we're going to modulate to the 2 chord in D flat major using the C minor 7 shape. So this is the E flat minor 7. To the 5 chord, E7 shape. To the 1 chord in A major 7 shape. Going back to C minor tonality, we have A minor 7 shape of the 2 chord here. The D half diminished 7. And then we have the E shape for the 5 chord. And then back to the 1 chord, we have A minor 7 shape. And that's our fingerstyle arrangement that we've done. Now all we need to do is to play the melody. Melody is king, so make sure the melody stands out really strongly. Then after that, try to fill in the bass notes with each of the melody note, accompanying the melody note, and fill in the rest of the harmonies as you are able to. And let me demonstrate how it's done. So the melody, so, so, I can fill in the whole chord here. Fa, mi, re, do, and I've got a rest, I can play the chord. Te, le, then form the chord. Play the melody, so far. And here I can play the chord and the melody at the same time because the melody is on top. Fa, mi, re, do, te, and then form the chord. Le, so, strum the whole chord. Fa, mi. And now we're changing key, playing the chord and the melody at the same time. Re, do, ti, la, so, form the chord. Fa, fa, mi, la, mi, so. So notice I play the note, fa, and then I release, I just play the melody, mi, la, mi, so, and then form the chord. And the next chord, the 2 chord in C minor, le, so, te, le, so, te, le, so. And there you have it. Using all these materials, I've pieced together a fingerstyle arrangement. Of course, you need to practice a lot, and I've got a lot more videos and material that will show you that breaks down each of these concepts. But this is fitting it all together to create a fingerstyle arrangement of this jazz piece, which is not easy to do, but it's structured and it's systematic, and you can do it yourself too if you put in the hard work to do it. So let me just play it through one time for you to listen, and I'm gonna add in the swing rhythm so it feels, you know, kind of groovy and like the real song. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And it's Blue Bossa for you. Now, I hope that has been really helpful for you, and I'm more than happy to share my knowledge with you. So let me know what you think of this lesson, and if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. I try my best to answer every single question. Alright, so until next time, I'll see you again. Goodbye.